and it irritates you. So you can imagine what he fucking went through.
Esau's the devil, bro.
He's the devil.
He's he's got to be delivered from wicked and unreasonable men.
And then he plays that calming music. It just makes you more irritated. You just want to throw the phone.
Yeah.
That's the future that Esau would bring. Everything would be automated. The only thing that he would use you for is to do the things that the machines can't do. You would just be operating the machines, or like where I work, you're basically packing plastic bottles in the boxes. That's the only thing that they would need you for. Until they find a way to automate the things that they don't have automated yet.
That's where it's up to them. There shall not be word, there shall not be any word from Egypt. The head of jail, fresh, grinding session shall cease. When the economy collapses, eventually it will. Not gonna be no fucking jobs, man. Who's gonna pay you if the economy collapses?
Well, the IMF. They're gonna put you on a universal basic income.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get that unless you accept their terms and conditions.
And then the trucker strikes. You can see it, man. If they don't want to pay these truckers no more, fuck, you can see that this place is literally about to collapse. It's literally about to collapse. Yes, sir.
There's I started one. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
See, you gotta seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai now while there's still time, because those doors of mercy are, man, it's about to shut. It's about to totally be shut. So you need to seek the Lord now. Alright? On the evil days. Because we're fast approaching the evil days. Alright? When you're going to need Yahweh Shem Yahushai, if you don't have the Lord on your side, man, you are going to be destroyed. That's as simple as that, man. You're not going to make it, bro. Alright? You're going to die. And you ain't going to have no you ain't gonna have that. You ain't gonna be a part of the first resurrection. I'll say it like that. Go ahead.
Nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain.
Yeah, because if you think it's bad now, if you think the lockdowns are bad, wait until the economy completely shuts down. Wait until it's lawless out here. People are just running around, beating each other, killing each other over food and shit. Wait until it's complete chaos out here, man. When the days are, it's darkness all day. It's nothing but darkness. And that's why the scriptures say the day of the Lord is complete and utter darkness with no light in it. Meaning that if you don't have the Lord, you have no hope. You don't got a fire to warm at. You don't got nothing.
If you're not yourself, because the scriptures say that
Yep.
in that dark time, in that dark day, if you ain't got it, you're through.
That's why you need the love of the Most High, man. You need that. You need, as it says in the scriptures, he had care for his elect. You need that mercy. If you don't have that mercy, man, in that time, you're gonna be fucking through, man. That's why we're telling you, Israelites, to accept Yahweh Shem Yahushai as thy Lord and Savior, man. Put away all this other wickedness. Put away your wickedness. Put away sin. Put away Jesus Christ, Allah, whatever the hell else you might be into. Put that shit away, man. Alright, return to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the true power, man, the God of the Israelites. Go ahead.
In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
It says when the keepers of the house shall tremble. President, the elite. The day of the Lord is going to be present for everybody.
Terrors take hold on him as waters.
You Edomites are the rich man. Go ahead.
Terrors take hold on him as waters. A tempest stilleth him away in the night. The east wind carrieth him away. And he departeth as the storm for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai shall cast upon him and not spare him. He would fain flee out of his hand. Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place.
Yep.
He's going to cast that east wind upon him, which that's where his missiles are going to come from. It's the east. Okay. I think there's an actual. I think they have to actually shoot him this way in order for them to come to him. That's why you got missiles that China produces, other countries produce, that can go like 20,000 miles or whatever, 10, 15,000 miles. But if you use a map, China and America can be closer if you went the opposite direction. So why are they making them such long range? Because I believe that there's an actual way you have to travel. But all these missiles are coming from the east. Okay. From these eastern countries. Because we're in the western hemisphere. Russia, China, America's allies, Europe, they're going to shoot their missiles on this place, man. That's that east wind that's going to destroy this place, man. You know? As it says in the third part of it, which are you devils.
Yep. You Edomites is right here in America, man. You think? Nah, man. The elites don't give a shit about it. Gavin Newsom, you're gonna get hit with a missile, dog. Joe Biden, you're gonna get hit with a missile. Oh, you fucking evil Hollywood ass. Hey, man, it don't matter because you can go to Greece, you can leave the country. Missiles are gonna hit. We're gonna hit that there too. These missiles are gonna get shot all over the earth. America is just gonna get the harshest judgment. But ultimately, those nukes are for you Edomites, man. That's a punishment for your ass. All these nations are gonna shoot at you devils, man. Alright, this is Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? Isaiah 47 and 14, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before. Meaning no comfort, no hope, nothing to save you. Not a coal to warm at. It's going to be a cold day for your ass.
Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, which is the time. They shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. God will make to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up upon the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city. And fire came down from Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai out of heaven and devoured them.
What's the beloved city? It's not talking about Jerusalem right now, over there in the Middle East where the so-called Jews are. It's talking about the Israelites, the New Jerusalem. As it says in the scriptures, the kingdom is within you. So when you have all these nations passing out saints, fire is going to come down and destroy your ass. That's because that's the time, that's Jacob's trouble. He even think they're going to devour the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The Lord is going to save Israel out of that. And what's going to come while Israel is being saved is nuclear missiles. Because it says burning coals shall be at his feet.
And fire came down from Yahweh out of heaven and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are. It shall be tormented day and night forever and ever.
Yep. That fire is going to burn for a very long time. It's going to be an everlasting fire. Not an eternal fire, but it's going to, hey man, think about it. That many missiles, that's going to burn for a long time. To the point where it's actually going to melt the elements. Yep. Oh yeah, this place is gonna be a desert. It's gonna be a desert continent.
Because look at Psalm 4. There's actually scripture where it says for those see what Yahushua did to Psalm 4 and cities. Turned it into something. Destroyed the sea that was connected to that land. Why? Because everybody's filthy when it's not water. There's polluted. So the Lord said, no, I'm going to destroy the whole filthy region. Nothing grows, nothing lives in that water. That's why it's called the Dead Sea. At one time it was called the Salt Sea. Well, it is the Salt Sea. Shoot. I forget, but now it's called the Dead Sea. Because nothing lives there, man. Everything is dead there. The Lord rained fire and brimstone.
There's 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
That's the day that we're coming to. You know, you people don't know what's getting ready to take place on the earth. It's gonna come like a thief in the night.
Yep. All they're worried about is Pikachu.
You're gonna be out. You're gonna. Hey, Well, it says in the scriptures you're going to be doing whatever you want to do until the flood comes and take you away. Until that martial law comes, these troops come, until all hell breaks loose. You're going to be out here fucking eating and drinking and being merry, doing whatever the hell you want to do until Esau comes and puts a fucking boot to your head, man. And you're going to be screaming and crying, what's going on? Why is this happening? Esau's just going to be putting holes in blah, 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 blah. Grabbing your grandma, slamming her against the wall, breaking her bones. My grandma! Blah, 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 blah. That's exactly what it's gonna look like. Try and help grandma in that day. Esau gonna fucking turn your ass into grape juice.
Look at what Esau did to that old white lady during Hurricane Katrina when they were going around looking for everybody's guns. He's like, okay, is there anything in this house? She's like, yeah. Her husband that probably passed away years ago is old revolver. She's going to give it to Esau. Esau slaps her. They bend her fucking arms all the way back, slap her on the ground.
It's gonna be worse when Esau really comes down. It's gonna be worse than that. He might just snap her neck.
Might just put a hole in her.
Might just blow her fucking away with an assault shotgun. Pop, pop, pop. Turn her into fucking jelly. Right in front of you. You're gonna scream, oh my God! Esau's just gonna turn around and do the same thing to your ass. Grab your kids by the neck, drag them out the house.
That's scriptural. That is scriptural. You get that? This is 2 Ezra chapter 16.
You think Esau's not gonna? You think the so-called white man's not gonna do this shit? Wait and see. You're gonna find out. It said they're gonna be like mad men swearing you nuts.
That's what I was gonna do. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 7. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
So you Israelites, in every city that you dwell in, there's going to be an insurrection. There's going to be an uprising against you. Right?
They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Yep. And Jesus isn't going to save you. You're gonna have the troops kick in your door, throw a flashbang in there before they go in. You're gonna hear Jake, oh Jesus!
Then you're gonna see an Edomite come out the guts, long hair that looks straight up like Jesus, shooting at you. Because Jesus is an Edomite. That was shy as the Savior.
That's the devil. That's why we're trying to tell you it's not white and black. It's Jacob and Esau, man. And you gotta understand the history. You gotta understand who Esau Edom is. He's the fucking devil, man. And his plan is to destroy you Israelites. He don't want you in his life at all. He don't want to see you. He don't want to hear you. He don't want nothing to do with you. He wants you fucking dead. 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 He wants to annihilate you, get rid of you, do away with you.
Yeah, because what you said, it's not a white and black thing, it's a Jacob and Esau thing. And if you didn't understand that, and there was actual evidence of Herod in the Herodian dynasty, you would have thought he was an Israelite. Okay, if it was just a black and white thing.
Yeah, what did Herod do when he heard about the birth of Yahweh? He went around putting baby Israelites to death.
He went out and executive order to kill all the males of like 2 years old and younger.
Yep. Every Jake baby had to be destroyed in that time, during that time period.
Yahushua was on the scene when he first came out. He had to go through some stuff as a baby, man.
He had to flee. He fled to Egypt.
The wise men came. They You see the chariot led him to it.
And the wise men knew it was up because Herod was like, "Oh, where y'all going?" And Herod knew he got played because the Lord came to the wise men and said, "Go ye back another way. Don't go the same way that you came." So Herod felt played, man. But they knew it was up. And Herod was an Edomite, man. That was a devil. He wanted to get rid of the Savior. See, because Esau knows the scriptures, man. Esau knows who he's at war with. You got to know your enemy. Esau knows who he is, man. You got to know who this devil is. Why do you fucking think that they promote shrimp, crab, lobster, pork? Why do you think they promote that so heavily? Why do you think they put bacon in every goddamn thing? You can't fucking eat a marshmallow without there being some pork in it, man. Alright? All this candy for little kids. It's got all kinds of abominations in it. You know?
Dude, it's cool. There's a store down here, not to get off topic, but they actually sell like gummies. But it'll actually say bovine gelatin, beef gelatin. But even that shit, you don't know, but it says beef.
Well, you know, if you like certain things, you just gotta look. You just gotta do an extra diligent search and find a righteous version of it.
Yeah.
You know, because they have kosher things.
Yeah. And for anybody out there, choices a brother makes, hope it doesn't offend you. But in the kingdom, we're gonna be eating fucking candy. In the kingdom, we're gonna be eating macaroni and cheese. Different foods that Jake likes. So, just for anybody that might be like, "Oh, we're supposed to eat candy, we shouldn't eat candy." Hey man, there's no law against it.
This Proverbs 1:22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
That's the main thing. It's funny, ain't it? Are you laughing? Yeah. That's the main thing is to call upon Yahweh Shem. That's the learning that happens. Here it is, you hear about destruction. You hear about
what's your teaching?
What's coming upon the earth. You Native American?
Yes.
Yeah, you are. You're an Israelite. You know that?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Our teachings come back all the way to the east.
Yeah.
All the way down to Argentina.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Good. How come you were laughing at us then?
No, I see you guys here all the time.
Oh, okay.
You gotta go where the people are fucking hear you, bro.
Why? This message isn't for everybody.
No, it's for everybody.
It's not. It's really not. It's for the Israelites. For these people. Because you read the Bible. Do you believe in the Bible?
Well, my people from Pine Ridge, we've been here in the Northern Continent here, which is all documented on my old tradition here since the frickin' Ice Age. We never heard about this Jesus guy until the white man came here. Then when we didn't submit to them, the U.S. government killed over 500 million of my people here.
We don't preach Jesus. Jesus is the devil. We don't preach the Bible. The Bible doesn't. Jesus got nothing to do with the Bible. Jesus is not the actual name of the Messiah, right? Jesus Christ is a made-up name. It's a Greek name that the white man came up with, right? That image is not the true image. Get Revelation. Bring out the image.
I remember every time I opened up the Bible, it's like, okay, why do they all have long hair?
Because the devil deceived the world. When it talks about in Revelation how the devil will go out and deceive the earth, that's the deception, that he's the God on earth. It says that in the Bible that would happen. Get 2 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians, what, 2 and 3? It tells you that he sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
In Israel, why is there so much conflict between both parties?
Because Esau's the devil. The white man is living in Israel right now. The Lord said, and their true heritage, they're called Edomites in the Bible, right? And the Lord said that he would have conflict with them forever. That's why there's so much. They're not meant to be there. They're not supposed to be there. They stole these people's heritage. They stole your true identity, put it on themselves, right? And have been ruling the earth in wickedness for what, 500 fucking years now? 500 plus?
With you being Native American, you would be from the tribe of Gad. You would be a Gadite.
And you are a Gadite. You're a straight up Gadite. You're from the tribe. You're from the tribe of Gad.
This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
People mourn. That's what you have. That's why there's so much conflict on the earth. There's so much war. The wicked are in authority.
They'll never change.
It's always gonna change.
Thessalonians.
Go ahead.
There's 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Now that day is talking about the day of the Lord, right? The day when the nation of Israel gets put back into its place on top, right? Because these people were created to rule the world underneath what your people call the Great Spirit, which his name is Yahweh in the Bible, the creator of everything, right? The whole universe.
That's why a lot of neighbors, when they would do the chants, they would say Yah, 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 because they were actually saying Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Or Yahweh. There's different dialects that they say. But because of what the white man did, what Esau did, he took our heritage from us. Native Americans, they wore garments with fringes, with these little strings at the bottom, the tassels, whatever you would call them. That goes back to the scriptures. That was a law, a custom of the Israelites. The Aztecs, Native Americans, Tainos, Mayans, all of them wore garments with the tassels, with the fringes, because that was an Israelite custom. And then we called upon the name of the Lord, Yahweh.
How come none of like with the Bible, the Quran, Buddha, how come they never talk about all the other peoples? They just talk about their own.
No, the Bible talks about everybody.
Yeah, the Bible actually mentions all the nations.
Yep.
There's actually 18 nations on the earth today. It mentions all of them.
Yeah, because like take America for instance. America is not a nation. America's nonsense.
They don't even know. A lot of people don't even know how the name America came about.
Well, how did it come about?
By a medical capuchin.
That's what you get.
Yeah, see, with this country, when the English came over here, what happened to everybody here was inevitable because there was nobody here from a mechanized country or world, So they figured nobody was here, but we were here.
Well, they knew you were here.
Yeah. But when they came here, they brought their diseases, they brought everything else with them. But what happened to us and with the Aboriginal people in Australia and Canada and all the rest, what happened was inevitable. But the way it went about this is wrong.
Yeah.
And this country and everything you learn, even in Mexico, my friends, I try to tell them, the Spaniard has been bred out a long time ago. You're back, when you look in the mirror, your brown skin, your black hair, your brown eyes. That's not Spaniard. And that's what makes me so sad, because most of my Latin friends and black friends, they can only go back so far.
Yeah.
Then it drops.
That's the curse.
We'll get it for you right now. But you were talking about,
and the Native Americans, they also spoke like a corrupted form of Hebrew. And when, what's his name, came here, Christopher Columbus, he actually brought Hebrew interpreters because he knew that our people were here speaking Hebrew.
Well, the first people that Columbus, if you read his journals, they came across was the Arawak people on the East Coast. And they introduced them. Well, what happened with them is that They met them in the Caribbean.
That's what I am. I'm Taino.
There you go.
I'm so-called Puerto Rican. So yeah, they met them right there in the Caribbean.
And none of those people got introduced to metals or mechanized weapons, and they obliterated that race of people. But the ones that they took from the Caribbeans were the Caribbean people down in Florida, and they dispersed them to the islands out there. Then they captured African people and a few others, and they interbreed them, and they made slaves out of them, and that's where you get Jamaicans, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, all that. They're all Indian people crossed with African people.
Yeah. Because brother mentioned Christopher Columbus, and you mentioned Columbus too as well. There's a movie, I don't know if you're familiar with it, it's called Conquest of Paradise. 1492, Conquest of Paradise. It's about Columbus. And he quotes in the beginning scene, the opening scene, Marcireth, right? No, he quotes Esdras. This is the second book of Esdras, which was taken out of your actual Bible. If you buy a 1611, it will have this book in there. Go ahead and read that.
This second Esdras, 13 and 40, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanazar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
All right, stop. So remember how you told me when you first came up that your traditions went back to the east, right? Which is what he was talking about, the garments with the fringes. That comes from Eastern customs, which come from the Bible.
And when you go back even further, where did our ancestors come from?
That's what we're reading.
This we're reading.
Africa. The very first steps out of people.
I'll prove that too.
I mean, it's hard when you talk about religion and you cross it with science, what we know.
That's the problem. Is you believe like you say the white man did all these appalling things, but you believe in science over your God. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but also God and Allah gave us the mindset of knowing what's around and how to determine cells from the single paramecium in the ocean to a light year away and understand it. But that's awesome, what they gave us,
Daniel, the 12th chapter tells you that in the last days knowledge will be increased, right? And that the wicked will become wiser than Daniel, right? What you have here, being able to look through a microscope and see cells and all these different things, and you got the devil able to splice DNA together, that's abominations, man. That's what that is. There's a lot of things that people do.
Could it also be a cure though?
You're not supposed to be. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, because you said that we all come from Africa, right? I didn't want to go too far off subject. That's why snuck in. But this is Galatians out of the Bible, 4 and 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. So people like to say that Africa is the motherland. It's actually Jerusalem. That's where the Garden of Eden was. The whole planet itself is called Eden, but that garden was in the Middle East, which was in Jerusalem. So that's where everybody comes from. Everybody.
If you want to get super technical, the land of Israel is connected to Africa.
Palestine.
If you want to be, but
that's Israel. Palestine is Israel.
But there's so many people to where, the Jewish race of people,
Edomites,
they can go back so far, but there's other cultures that go further past. It's not just with them that came out and they spread their seed around, but people were here long before them.
Well, some of the most ancient cultures are like Assyrians. Those are an ancient race of people. People of Assyria.
But their beliefs are different from the Hebrews.
well, it's because the Heavenly Father dealt with a select few. The Heavenly Father, He only dealt with a select few. He only dealt with a specific lineage
But
all throughout.
But wouldn't sometimes that's gracious and almighty that not only built this but built the universe, not play favors.
He does get you can get Genesis 10, 11. If you familiar with Babylon,
I'm not
the Tower of Babel. Well, the Lord, He separated everybody. He didn't want everybody to come together. He didn't want everybody to be on an equal playing field. We brought out earlier in Deuteronomy 7:6. These people are special people.
Yeah.
So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. That's God's favorite people. And the reason we're in these conditions is because we disobeyed the Heavenly Father.
Everything that is now and was. You read Ecclesiastes 1:9, it says there's no new thing under the sun. So when you read in Genesis about the Garden of Eden, all these different nations of people were in there. Okay, but how you said, wouldn't God deal equally with everybody? Well, that's not so, because when you read the prayer of the Lord, it says, as it is done in heaven, so let it be done on earth, right? Well, in heaven, there's an order. You have the Most High, you have the Son, you got the angels, and even within the angels, we have ranking systems. So it's the same thing on earth. On earth, there was Adam, right? And he said he was created to be Lord of all the creatures. He named all the different creatures, so on and so forth. So he created a certain race, a certain family line, bloodline, to be the leaders, the rulers of the earth, and all the other nations were supposed to bow down to them. We're supposed to go to them for everything, right? Just like how you have now with the wicked ruling, you have to go to Esau, you have to go to the white man for anything that you want, right? So it's the same thing with the Bible. That's how the Most High deals, right?
Even our own people, our government, within this country, if you can name actually 3 prisoner of war camps that are still going on today, not Asia, a lot of people go there, but can you name 3 prisoner of war camps on this planet?
Well, name them.
In the U.S., it's called reservations.
Okay.
In Canada, it's called reserves.
Yeah.
In Australia, it's called reserves. My prisoner of war camp is number 344 in South Dakota.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
don't teach that.
I see where you're going with
So
that.
you're a suit. This is Psalm 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh.
See, that's why when you read Exodus and you hear about Moses and how he took the Israelites from captivity and he gave them the tablets, the commandments, he was with them in the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights receiving the laws and everything. It was only and he didn't give that to the Egyptians. He destroyed the Egyptians to bring the Israelites out of that captivity, and he gave them the laws, the statutes, the commandments that they should live by. And then he said, I made promises to your forefathers that I will give you this land. You're going to go to this land, you're going to kill everybody in that land. Why? Because they were doing all kinds of witchcraft, blood sacrifices, abominations, paganism, things that was against the ways, the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord gave Israel. So it said, because of their wickedness, you're going to go through, you're going to judge them. And that, basically, Israel was meant to be the Lord's arm on earth, right? Who he would use, because the Most High ain't going to come down and judge people. It says in the scriptures, if you even look at him, you'll die. He can't even be behold. He's too righteous. He's too powerful, right? If he said with one rough word could destroy the entire earth. So he
usually did. For a start.
he's gonna do something like that.
Don't judge me by this. I like Celtic crosses. I like the design.
I ain't gonna judge. I'm not your judge. I can tell you that's paganism. That you shouldn't have that.
Well, that's what they said about our people because we worship every element. Everything that's not man-made has a soul.
Well,
it has a life.
It's what the Bible calls idolatry.
Yeah,
Idolatry. Like you idolize something, and really the only thing you should worship or idolize is the Heavenly Father.
Yes. In Romans, the first chapter, it talks about
That's our four corners.
it talks about worshiping the creature more than the creator. So you giving praise to the sun, to the moon. Those things are not to be so. Because even the sun and the moon are the Most High. It says the waves of the sea cannot pass their bounds at the commandment of the Lord. When you go to the ocean, you walk on the beach, and you see how the wave can only go to a certain point, and then it has to retract. And that's amazing, isn't it? That's an example. And you can go into a scientific breakdown, but at the end of the day, who set it up like that? Who's the one that created? Just because, all right, I think I know how this works, but you know who created it though? Was the Most High, the God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites. See, the problem is people don't believe in this anymore. It's because a white man came and pushed wickedness upon you, beat the shit out of you, put you in slavery, murdered you, put you on reservations, what you're calling prison camps, which they are, right? And gave you this and said, this is our book, gave you his image, you gotta worship us. Or if you don't accept Jesus, you're going to hell. No such thing as hell. That's made up. We're out here to tell you the truth.
And that's like when you learn, and you start going to school in the middle and all the way up to high school. Every school is culturally biased. The only thing that makes sense is mathematics and learning how to speak.
Yeah.
The rest in science, it's all culturally biased to whoever is the main people that, like in Mexico, their words, in Europe, their words. But it's their thing. It's not people of different nationalities, different cultures. They don't want you to go by that. So the history here in this country is culturally biased. I mean, you look at Mount Rushmore. I mean, those people they defaced that mountain, which was called the Seven Grandfathers. They put their images up there, and they were the biggest rapers, stealers, and they said, "Well, these are our founding fathers." They ain't my founding fathers.
Well, they put that image up there to show you who conquered you.
Yeah.
That's what that was for. It was a message. We own this shit.
Yeah, that's it.
That's exactly what it is. But the Lord is coming to destroy them. It says you might like this, in Revelation 13:10. This sums it all up.
Here's Revelations 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So when the Lord comes back, when Christians say, "Oh, Jesus is coming back," when the Lord really comes back, it's not going to be what Christians say it's going to be. He's coming to kill the so-called white man. He's coming to kill all these other nations that put these people into slavery, put your people into slavery. He's coming to kill them and then put them into slavery. And you're going to be set up. These people are going to be set up as the rulers on the earth, as the people that's going to be saying what's right and what's wrong under God's word, right? So if you were homosexual, you ain't going to be allowed to live, right? Because the guy that runs this world right now is a madman. He's insane.
We're all insane.
He promotes homosexuality. He promotes pedophilia. He promotes hypersexualization, right?
Yeah, I've been to the Middle East, and there's a lot of things over there that's really pretty bad when it comes to Philippines and all that. I mean, it's pretty bad. I see that.
Well, it's because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He controls the whole planet. Those people in Israel right now, they're not the real Jews. They're imposters. When you look at the sign of the tribes, Judah is the so-called Negroes. This is what we are known as biblically, and this is the names that the white man gave us. Like you mentioned, the Arawak, the Taínos. We weren't called Puerto Ricans. But why did he give us that name? Because he made a port that was full of riches. Or Indian, Native American. The word Indian means savage. And our people, we were civilized.
of this country, it even says savages in there,
Yeah.
which is
It says that blacks are, what is it, 2/5 of a man? 3/5 of a man?
3/5, I think. Yeah.
So that means that you couldn't testify for, yeah, you couldn't testify or put those, what do you call it, amendments or laws upon you as if you could fight for yourself in court.
Yeah, you couldn't, if you were, so-called black men back in those times, you couldn't be like, well, I have rights. Like, the Constitution says, they'll be like, you're a slave.
there's places down in like Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and down there. There's places, it's really rude. You don't go out at night.
Yeah, you can feel the tension, right?
Yeah. I wish you guys lots of luck. I always wanted to come by here. I didn't know if you guys would chew my head off or what.
No, we're not. Yeah, we ain't gonna chew nobody's head off. I mean, you can stop by anytime. All we're doing is,
It's enlightening.
oh yeah, we're telling you what the Bible really says. We're giving you,
What's your heritage?
we're Israelites.
We're Israelites.
Our heritage is your heritage.
Can you speak the language?
Yeah.
Hebrew, well, we can speak some of it. Yeah.
Learn the language. And once you start learning the language, like Shmila Hanshka, once you learn the language, even a little bit, that's where the pride comes in.
Well, we'll get all that in the kingdom.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we have to be changed internally. And we need the Lord to actually come and clear up all the bullshit.